Hey, I'm here. And once again, black screen. Ah, it's the thing that I'm playing multiple games, that's why. Well, okay, there we go. Also, gonna make small adjustment. And apparently, I am also updating shaders or something like that. Which I thought it's supposed to happen only once, like the first time you launch the game, but yeah, it happens every once in a while. Yeah, that's okay. So today, oh, actually, I learned yesterday, and I think it's working. I'm gonna do it for second time. This small trick with abyssal tokens. That it's basically you just need them to farm longer. That's the whole idea. And you can only get like limited amount per day. I'd say about 8,000-9,000 per day if you do everything. There's one trick that I learned from. It was another YouTuber, but which one was it? Let me check. There's it's either Freshy or Aragon, but let me see. It has to be somewhere around here. Just want to see which one was it. There it is. So it's from Aragon. Okay. So Aragon showed the video about how you can get like 8,000 abyssal tokens like every 3 hours, which is huge actually. And I tested it, and it's working, which is great. Basically, you gotta get your tokens to exactly 0, like use all of them, which most of the people are not actually doing anyway, because they didn't know. And it's not that easy. You have to like go in specific like low level dungeon, so you can get them to 0. And it's not always guaranteed. Like it's not that easy, but it should work now as well. I've been out for more than 3 hours, so let's see. I already got like 8,000. Let's check it out. Yep, there it is. 8,000 points, exactly, because I was 0 before that. This is a really awesome thing. I don't know if it's like just now during these events, like a hidden thing, or it's always like that. If it was always like that, then I would assume that more people knew about it, but nobody actually shared, at least from the, from the more advanced players, But anyway, that's a huge thing because it allows you to farm for way longer. Because, like I said, you can only get about 9,000, I'd say 8,000-9,000 per day. So that's like double, and that's just one time. If you actually do this like a couple of times per day, you're basically gonna farm almost all day long, because it's not that easy, of course. For me, like if you're playing like me, like almost no life, you can basically do it about 2 times per day without losing any field boss, because you have to log in every couple of hours for field bosses. So my window was during the night. Obviously the night is like the easiest time. Obviously once you go during the night, The next day you log in, you're gonna get 8,000 for free. And the next time is between the first 2 field bosses and the first 2 and the last 3 bosses. Between that you have the longest time frame where you don't have bosses, which is basically you can see it right here. This boss right now is in 20 minutes. So from this time here, 17 to 21 for me, that's my local time, you have 4 hours, which is the easiest time frame. Otherwise, you're gonna have to miss a field boss, which is not ideal. So I did the boss at 17, and I immediately logged out. So I was completely drained before that. And I logged in now, which is more than 3 hours anyway. And I got 8,000. And yeah, that's like the easiest way to do at least 2 of these bonuses per day. I don't know if it has limit anyway. But if you don't care about the actual field boss, they can do it even more times, which maybe it's more beneficial than the actual boss, because in the end of the day, you're not really getting... The loot is super rare to get something actually good, and it's not a big deal. It's just a little bit of materials. And I personally say that you're gonna get way more value out of 8,000 abyssal tokens compared to a field boss, so you may as well just do this like more times per day, which is really awesome, by the way. Like if you're very active or something like that, you log in at first, you play around and quit, skip the boss, whatever, log in again after 3 hours, get 8,000, do the same thing. I think you can get it like maybe 3 times if you're no life in this game. So that's huge. That's a lot of abyssal tokens. But anyway, let's get to the game. It's gonna be a bit of a waste if I burn all these items. Like I'm already out of space, and I've been stacking all these for tier 2 just to upgrade stuff, but it's gonna be waste if I start burning them anyway. So got the boss. They're all bad bosses anyway. But at this point, everything's boring anyway. Yeah. I mean, we could just go and do the dungeon stuff. Probably.
You're back again? Did you forget something?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this one just for... But nah, actually, it's not... We don't have enough time. I'm just gonna do a game or something. If we only get the game. Still waiting. Nice, okay. Ooh, they have a healer. Oh, we have a healer as well. Nice. Oopsie. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Fair enough. Oopsie. Okay. He's having trouble, yeah? Too bad. Where the fuck he came? Oh man. There we go. Okay. Doesn't work. Okay. Thing is, I need him to attack me. There we go, and oh shit. Okay. Now the problem is fucking mana. For fuck's sake. I need more. Okay. There we go, and oh, top. Oh, are you kidding me, man? I fucking healed. Are you kidding me, man? Not good enough. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Shit. Fucking mana. What am I supposed to do? They're not gonna attack me, man. This is the worst. Can't do shit like that. Ah. This is crazy, man. It was somewhat close. It's fine. Okay, let's do the boss and then we see what we can do. Grenade on like. None of these are that interesting. Maybe something else for a change. I probably do this one though. Super empty right now. So you got like 7-8 minutes. Wait, do we have no, we still don't have anything. So which days were these bosses coming out? The Gate of Infinity ones. So next one is on 24th. So on Monday. So every Monday and Thursday, I think. Fair enough. They could probably add a bit more in the world just to make it more alive. I mean, it's not even that difficult. Like, others did it about 20 years ago or something. Once you do all these things that you have on your codex, and maybe this is the problem, you have them on the codex, basically. Just look at everything that you gotta do as an achievement and stuff like that, and you can pretty much do it, and then you know that there is nothing else left, right? You can even look at them here, right? Click on any map, and if you have something that you haven't done, it's just here, but they could have made it more like World of Warcraft, where you just have a lot of things going on. And if you go in any of the maps, let's say going around here, and you can find some NPC that otherwise you're not gonna find it. Like, it's not gonna be on a codex or something. You have to physically go there and see it. And maybe have some sort of quest, or quest line, multiple quests, one after another, that will lead you to something, not just for lore, but maybe you can get some interesting item from it, like something unique. That just adds way more flavor to the game, and it makes it just more alive, basically. I've never been here, actually. Interesting. Because right now it seems like a lot of the maps have just copy-pasted content. So you complete the codex on one map, you just do some stuff, and then there is nothing else left. And it didn't even felt like it's alive or something, you know. Dynamic events also, they seem to be again copy-pasted. Every single dynamic event is all about like just doing the same thing. You kill some stuff, you collect things, and you compete with everybody else. They're not even co-op, by the way. Like, all of them, you're just competing. Even though in some of them, some of the dynamic events, you have team, it's supposed to be co-op, you're still personally competing with others, regardless. In Guild Wars 2, you have pretty much participation, but it's if you complete the event successfully and you reach that participation, like anybody can reach a certain amount of participation and get the same reward, basically, which is making the community way more friendlier towards just friendlier in general, because everybody is winning by playing together and working together. In here, you're always competing with somebody. So it's of course going to make people generally more hostile to one another, trying to screw somebody, you know. Just 1 more minute. Well, actually 5 more after that anyway. The worst thing about Tron Liberty, in my opinion, is the field bosses. The field boss timers and all that. And it's all about fear of missing out, actually. It's not like something really that important, but people feel like it's super important because you're missing the chance of getting something that's actually expensive. And I don't think I've felt in a similar way in other games. If you think about Guild Wars 2, also has the same field boss timers, basically. But you don't really care too much about it in there. It is a very casual game anyway, so... Okay, let's get this going. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Here we go. Okay. Easy stuff. Okay, 2 minutes. Not much to do. Really awesome thing. We got requests, or maybe not requests. Is it requests? Anyway, offer, let's put it this way, of another guild to join together as alliance, which is really nice. It seems like they're kind of like low on numbers right now. But still, it was probably active guild before that, since level 30 and they're 65 in rank. It's not too bad. Which is really nice. We're gonna like try to get together for the new expansion. And actually have seen some of these people playing playing and doing other things as well, which is really nice. Anyway. Here we go. There we go. Oopsie. Are you kidding me? Oh, by the way, is that supposed to kill me? Oh, shit. It's alright. Wow, where's my mana? And people say wisdom is not useful. Too bad. This is taking way longer than usual. It's crazy, man. We're like 20-30 people. It's not such a small number. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Look at this. This should be this should not be the case. Like, field bosses should never drop blue items, by the way. This is fucking insulting. It's bullshit, man. Anyway, let's get back to this. So I was also playing with another weapon, like different weapon combination, because I already got my sword and greatsword to level 20. So it just doesn't make sense to continue. I can just push these a bit more. My priority is to get, I'd say, melee weapons first, because you can just have, in my opinion, somewhat better combination with them. You could make hybrid builds with range and magic and with melee, but it's a bit more difficult to play with those hybrids. That's good. It's just one. I really don't want to be wasting my time with single minions. Oh well, I'm all alone, man. Oh, that's not really nice, man. I'm gonna try to drop them to 0 again. I just don't like the way this looks here. We don't have a lot of minions. Oh, he got a boss? Cool. This one is not so good. This build is not so good for single target, but it's pretty awesome when you're killing packs of enemies. And boom. That is actually satisfying. There we go. Wow, the screen. There we go. That one shot. Again, the major problem here is the mana, but if you can block enough attacks with the dagger defense, you can get some mana back. There we go. These packs are just too small. So if you're wondering why the damage is actually not that high, is because I only swapped the weapons, and actually one of the weapons is blue, and the gear is all the same tank gear, so that's gonna determine a lot, but it's still pretty good anyway. Are you kidding me, man? Wasted my buffs. There we go. So he's still doing fine. Much better than the initial start. Also, the trick with the abyssal tokens, the way to do it is just get to about 500 or something, and try not to, you know, and go to a low level dungeon, because they just take way less points per kill, and it's a bit easier to get them to 0. If you try here, you're almost never gonna get them to 0 on these levels. There we go. There we go, easy. Maybe we can get this guy as well. There we go, that was not too bad. And at the time, like, it's a button smash basically, and at the time I'm really not seeing what's going on, but you know, just know your rotation, just press the buttons and things just happen. It's kind of pretty easy if you think about it, like. But you know, at this point everybody's overpowered, so we just do everything super fast. We can't even do rotation. We actually got a level, by the way. I mean, this is actually better, extra damage and stuff like that. I don't need CC chance, but... There we go. Oh, are they killing one by one? There we go, got 4. Let's see, this guy's gonna steal them. Nope. That was pretty good. Okay. No, you know what? I'm leaving this area, man. Many people outside. It's just super easy for them to farm. That's why they just stay here. The map is just way too big to be bothered with to be bothered with just too bad. There we go. Not even coming around here. Come on, guys. Get inside. So one thing I noticed, and it's probably obvious, but sometimes people kind of forget about, is whenever I actually leveled up my skills a bit more, this helped a lot with the performance of the weapon, generally speaking. What am I doing? It's literally empty and they're all outside. This is crazy, man. He tried to steal, but didn't work, man. Maybe he wants to join anyway. That's fine. Way too many to ignore. I only have about 30 minutes of this buff, and maybe I'm just gonna go back and then we're gonna continue some other dungeon. Okay, that was easy. Then we got an actually active team that's doing stacks, I guess. But we're only gonna be playing for like another maybe 10 minutes or something, just to get my Bissell tokens a bit lower. I just came from here, sadly. Cleaned up everything. That's good. Oh shit, that was lame. That didn't happen the way I wanted to. Wow, can't even do my rotation. Are you kidding me, man? Too much stuns. Now, next time when I make the builds, even in PvE, I'm gonna stack a bit more stun and collision resistance if possible. Hopefully that's gonna help us not get interrupted too much. Even in PvE, that's the thing. You're going too far, buddy. You're going too far. Man, the game lagged so much. Alright, fair enough. Also in the end, if you get to a point where you have just a few points left, but you didn't manage to use everything, the best way to do it is to use a recharge stone if you have. So, should probably always try to have some recharge stone on you. There we go. I mean, that looks like a fun build, but I don't know if I try PvP, what is it gonna do? I don't know if you're gonna do enough damage or something. Let's see, okay. Good, good, good. Wait, just come here. Let's stack these. Oh, we have fat stacks in here. The damage, man. The spread damage, basically. Oopsie. You don't have to waste everything. So let's just burn about 500 more. And then we're gonna go to Silis Abyss, floor 3, I think. Do we have range for these? Maybe. Oopsie. You want to get as high attack speed as possible on a build like this. You're just having way too many attacks. And it's best if you can just do them as fast as possible, that's it. It's just a lot of attacks, a lot of spamming. There we go. I mean, you can probably go at this point, because we can burn a lot from a single stack. Let's just do one final stack in here, and I think that's good enough. Okay, so hitting as fast as possible, we don't have contribution for anything else. Let me go. We don't have to immediately, but yeah, let's just go. Gonna craft. I'm gonna make some of these new foods because I run out of this chocolate thing. This one, yeah, okay. How much time do we got for these? Oh wait, that's until Talandre, so we have plenty of time for this one. That's great. Try and make like 10 for now. Yeah, we got 11 days. That's super nice. Also, just in case, I'm gonna grab the recharge stones. Yeah. So there was a whole list of all the minions and what amount of abyssal tokens they use potentially when you drop something. It's somewhere online. Like if you watch Argon's video, he has it there, and you can actually see how much point they give you. But personally, I would just always go here. These use about 10 points, I think, between 9 to 10, so you can kind of go around that. Of course, you have the efficiency thing, but as far as I know, let's just pick it up actually. Yeah. We don't have these. Are these actually undead? Level 48. Yeah, they're undead. Okay, that's why I got confused for a very long time. For a very long time, I thought that everything in Series Abyss is undead, and I was using undead on floor 5 and 6, but actually the predominant minions there, the demon hoof guys, are actually demons. So I've kind of wasted a lot of potential. So always pay attention to what you're doing. Don't be like me. Anyway, we don't have too many minions in here, so... So this is also, I think it's counts as stun, so... That was lame. Way too many stuns. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You need to be using stun resistance and things like that. Oh, that was 8 points, so it's like between 8 to 10 points, I guess. More or less. You can always go in here. You have this mini boss as well, why not? The fucking stuns. Are you kidding me, man? There we go. We got just above 200. What the fuck? I messed up my rotation, but that's okay. It's so annoying, and they do a lot of magic damage. So yeah, if we can have magic defense, that would be really nice. There we go. Oh, they're right here, actually. That is so lame. So I'd probably just get this, but later, because I would probably log in for the field bosses later on, if I'm like not still playing anyway. So yeah, after that, tomorrow I'll get another 8,000 points, just like that. It's like super cool. Okay, 61 points. We're getting close. Now that's the tricky part here. We may actually fail. We see. Now this is a bit tricky. It may be 8 points, like the minimum, so we may not even get anything right now. I'm gonna try a little bit and maybe use the recharge stone. Nope, it's not gonna work. Okay, let's just use one stone. Try again. I mean, usually I only use like just one and it's all good, but we'll see. Are you kidding me, man? The game is just so unresponsive. $44 points. Okay. If we get a few 8s and a few 9s, maybe. We'll see. Are you kidding me? 1 point. Okay, I'm gonna have to try it again, man. Come on. This is the worst, but it's okay. Even though we're wasting these recharge stones on low level enemies, it's still better than, you know, we're getting 8,000 points later for free, so it's still better. We just waste a few hundred like that. Not too bad. We're getting there. Ah, you kidding me? 13 points. That's not gonna happen again. Too bad. What kind of combination just happened? Nope. This is the longest time. The most time I've wasted trying to do this. Usually way, way faster. Okay, let's try this guy actually. Maybe that can help us. That was just 12 points. Okay, if we get 10 on each. Not very possible. I think they a very high chance we get 9 or 8. Are you kidding me? Same shit again. That's a tough luck, man. How is this even possible? This is the biggest gaming here. That was 9 points just for Solant. It's not even that much Solant. Eight points for Solant. Ah, you kidding me? 6 points. What do we get for 6 points? Is it possible? 8, or let's just try to do the stack. I don't think it's gonna happen, man. No way. Well, at some point we're gonna be out of recharge zones, so yeah, I'm gonna have to quit. Not that easy, I guess. Too late. $36 points. I think we have a good chance of doing it right now. wasted. Okay. 9 plus 8. Oh no, 7 points. If any of these could use 7 points, then we always gonna have a chance to do it, but nope. Okay, wait. Let me look at the file actually. That file with anything that's using 7 points. Well, actually, yeah, we do have the boost, but no way. The lowest enemies give us 9 to 10. Use 9 to 10 points. The others are going to 11 to 12 points. Huh, so weird. What about something that's flat amount? Actually, yes. If I use that, and I'm gonna see it. Wait. I'll just queue a few and get a number that I can divide. Yeah, it's a bit annoying like that, but 72, 63. You see, that's a bit annoying. And then this one is going 47. Ah, shit. So one more. $37. Okay, we need one that's gonna use. It's annoying, man. 12 points. You're gonna get to 1. $28. 28 is what? 9 points. Anything that's no. You're kidding me, man. That's lame. Can't really do anything. 28. They have 12 points, so I need 24. It's a bit lame. $20. Okay, we need 2 of 10 points each. But they are never guaranteed to use 10 points. That's the problem. If I'm lucky enough, I can get... I'm farming on this level, on this floor, because I'm trying to get my tokens to 0, and it's a bit difficult to do it on higher level areas. These guys can use about 10 points each, but it's not guaranteed. Sometimes 9 or 10 points. If I get them to 0, then I can, when I log out and be off for like 3 hours, I'm gonna get 8,000 points for free. I think this is the deal. I don't know if people knew that some time ago, or it's just during the event, but apparently you can get 8,000 points every 3 hours. Yeah, I didn't know that. I just learned that like yesterday, and that's huge. So it's a bit tricky. You see, this is the worst thing. So back to like, some of these are a bit like more fixed, but these guys are always different numbers. So you know what? I'm gonna go to the ant's nest actually. Yeah, it's a bit tricky, but I think it's worth it. Like, even if you're gonna waste a couple of recharge stones, it's not a big deal. You're getting 8,000. So I've got one kind of a list of the points here, and based on that, I don't know if it's very accurate, and also I don't know if this takes into account the food that you're using. But based on the list, in Shadowed Crypt, they use... Oh shit, I got more points from here. Okay, fine. They use 20 points for the small minions. The Abyssal Spectre uses 32, and the mini boss uses 40. They're a bit higher. But yeah, I got 800 now because of the Amitoys. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually good. You know what? I'm gonna try there, but we still get these like 852 is not very accurate number. Let's try Shadowed, yeah. So we have time. Yeah, I have the feeling that maybe a lot of people knew about this reset thing, and none of the bigger content creators ever said anything about that, you know? Let's see. Maybe it's actually not too bad here, yeah. I don't think it's a glitch. I mean, in the end of the day, even if it's a glitch, it's not a big deal. I don't think they'll ban people for that, to be honest. And in the end of the day, it's like very limiting to be not able to farm more if you want to. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I would say they didn't say anything about that, and maybe people just accidentally found out about this, and everybody kept that secret for themselves. That's how I feel. Ooh, too many. That's crazy, man. I'm actually dying. So we got to 309. That's crazy, man. The thing is, this build is just not very tanky. And I'm used to tank anyway, so I'm like super lazy. Yeah, sometimes I get the chest as well, like if it's actually during the night. Yeah, like Crusader is just super easy. In this game, playing as a tank is just super relaxing and also satisfying. You can actually stack like half the room or the whole room and just keep everything. It's just a bit slower, but you know, you're immortal, so it's pretty good. We're getting there. $94 points. So all these would be 20 points, but I don't know if the food actually... Oh wait, I don't have the food. Okay, so that's... And 4 points. 20 points each. You're gonna have 14 points. You got nothing for 14 points after that. That's so lame. $22 points. That's lame. Yeah, but It's just gonna be more of the same, I feel. Two points. I can just use Recharge Stone anyway. I'll go to Ant's Nest actually, because they're on 12 points each. Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost nighttime, by the way, so I have like 10 minutes. Should do it in way less though. Basically, all these small ants use 12 points each. The soldier one uses 20, and the giant acid ant, which is like a mini boss, uses 30. 11 points. Ah, tricky. Ah, perfect. I know which one we can do right now. Okay, that's good. City's Abyss. I think it's first floor. City's Abyss first floor could be 11 to 12 points, but because we have 11, we're gonna do it for sure. That's great. For some of them are random between two numbers. So City's Abyss, first floor. The base minions are between 11 to 12 points. But in some areas it's flat amounts, like the Ant's Nest. So you just always have to look at your amount and try to figure it out. It's a bit lame, but in the end of the day, it's given us option to play a bit longer later. So these guys, at least one of them, should be 11 points. None of these. Yeah, come on. Nope, that's just leave. The big guy's 20 points. Ah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, we discovered a new way to play the game. At least I did anyway. That's a new challenge. I wonder if this is accurate. Maybe it's 12 points? Ah, that's crazy, man. Okay. Nope. There's nothing else in that range. The others are 9 or 10 points. Yeah, we probably should do, yeah. So I think Amber and Zekio, I think, are merging into Rebellion or something. That's what I remember. That guy's too much. No, that's just not gonna work. It even came here, man. What the fuck? I forgot these maps. There's that's crazy, man. Maybe right here, yeah. Nope. Okay. £12. So these are 12 points, they're not 11. Like, never. Are you kidding me? Um, 42. Okay. I hope that this is right number. I think I know what I can do right now. This is crazy, man. So there is this mini boss here that is supposed to use 30 points, and any of the other mobs uses about 12 points, so that's 42. Hopefully that's correct. So before we kill any of these guys, we're gonna have to kill the mini boss. So we use the 30 points. Right now this is effectively a very dead area, like completely abandoned content, because we just don't have new players. That's the whole thing. If we get new players, this would have been also kind of filled up at least a little bit, right? That's the guy. Take this one. Oh shit! But the problem is the others are gonna die faster. Oh boy, that's really lame. How can I isolate and just kill the other guy? Like, everything on this build is AoE. Let's try with the other weapon though. That's the other thing. Okay, that's lame, but exactly, perfect, perfect. Yep, nice, okay. Finally, 0. All right. Let's get out of here. You know, what really grinds my gear is, let's say, the dungeons. Like, to me, this is kind of a bad indication for any game, or any MMO game. Like, this is really just happening with MMOs. When they just reuse too much assets, like, that means that they invest minimum amount of resource to create more areas dedicated for certain activities in the game. In this case, we're talking about the dungeons. So I think every single dungeon, starting from the basic ones, are just isolated parts of the open world maps. So they didn't really created dedicated maps just for dungeons like most other games actually. Even way older and cheaper games actually have specific individual maps for dungeons. But this, while it seems like a high quality product on the surface, it uses just open world maps with barriers for dungeons, basically, for instance. And this is like with everything. So all these dungeons, this is Temple of Silvernets from the Abyssal Dungeon. I think that is from Shadowed Crypt, I think so. And that's just Ant's Nest. Then again, even more obvious, they literally just reuse the same area mostly. That's Abyss, the same like Spectre's Abyss. Temple of Slaughter is the same as Rolling Temple. And we have Cave of Destruction, which is Cave of Desperation. And now we have a few new ones, but still from the open world map. Cursed Wasteland is basically just some small part of this area around here. Then we've got Butcher's Canyon, which is Akitu Valley. That is around here. And then for 2-star dungeons, you have the same thing here, which is Valley of Slaughter. Void Wastes, pretty much the same as Cursed Wasteland. And you have Tyrant's Isle, which is... that's from Soradoma Island. Again, just using the same map layout, nothing unique here. And in 2-star dungeons, that is basically an upgraded version of Tyrant's Isle. Then we have Void Wastes. Yeah, we actually said Void Wastes. And these may seem to be a bit more unique. But Carmine Rage Island, we still don't have that map unlocked for open world. But the map is this one. And as far as I know, as far as what I've seen online, this is going to be Nebula Island. So again, they just reversed it. They first unlocked the instance and then the open world map, but it doesn't matter. It's just reusing the same asset. And Torture Chamber of Screams It's in Shadowed Crypt, and that's the only one that has a small part of that, which is actually a bit more unique, but it's just very small part of that. So to me, that's just very bad sign. Like, I know it's a business, but it's like, you know, invest the least amount of resource, money, and time and energy to create content, and just resell the same thing with small adjustments, which is, you know, it's just not a good thing. It's just a bad sign. Like, you know, they're just trying to sell it as more content, as new content, but it's really not. And I'm sorry that this is going this way, but yeah. I don't know if they're gonna change anything in the future, but that's... There are other things that, you know, kind of point into not very good good direction, but we'll see. Then another thing, just more reuse content actually, is like, I think I mentioned that before, but things like these dynamic events. So not this, that's the dynamic events are these, which are actually the most static events you can think of, including the field bosses as well. They're basically all just more of the same thing. Every single one of these, in every single map that it happens, the only unique thing about them is the team, obviously, based on the map. Like, here you'll be killing orcs, here you'll be killing werewolves. Here you'll be killing like desert animals, and so on and so on. Here's demons. But it's basically just the same thing with just slight variations, slight adjustment. You just queue X number of things, collect stuff, deliver stuff, and compete with anybody else. Which is, again, they either didn't have the creativity to create something more interesting, something more engaging, or they didn't want it to. They didn't want it to spend the resource on making more interesting stuff. And we can just compare that to, let's say, Guild Wars 2. On Guild Wars 2, you have all of that as well, but you have way more on top of it. Like, for instance, some events actually trigger whenever there's some condition that has been met. For instance, you gotta do one particular event to unlock another, and you can fail, which can actually trigger a different event. And specifically for the field bosses, it's even more interesting, which is world bosses, basically. You have massive maps, like, for instance, let's say this whole map here, right? And I'm not talking about, this is multiple, like, segments, but those are very small maps. Like, let's just say a map the size of, let's say, this region here. There could be a massive event that is going on the whole map, and it would last, like, let's say, up to 1 hour. And you have to do different things, like multiple groups of people have to do different things, and also be coordinated, at least to some extent, and accomplish certain tasks. And if some of them fail, you may fail the whole thing. And this could last for like an hour, and you have multiple different events going on, like different like chains of events. And in the end, the event will conclude where you reach the final point, where there's going to be like a massive world boss, and it's going to be even more interesting and engaging mini events around the boss. It's not just DPS meter, basically, because all these bosses, you know, they have their own unique mechanics, but as a world boss or field boss, they're very irrelevant, and none of those mechanics really matter because you just overpower them by simply sheer number of people. Like, even if they scaled more and simply make them stronger, that would not change anything. It would just be still DPS meter and nothing engaging. And also they're all instance based except the conflict ones, which make it even less, how do I say, less engaging. In Guild Wars 2, you have like smaller things that you have to do, and you can actually fail killing these bosses. So for instance, there's one boss where you have to protect some points on the map, and if you fail to protect them, small ads and minions will destroy them, and then you fail the whole boss. You cannot finish the boss, which is way more engaging, way more interesting. And also there's another event where there's actually the world boss is actually 3 bosses that look very much like Queen Belendir, like massive worms. And it's still pretty interesting event because you have to have 3 big groups of people going against each of the 3 bosses, and you have to kill them at the same time, or like in a very small window of time. And if you fail, the others two will just recover some percent of HP. And there's multiple big events that have similar mechanic where people actually have to be coordinated. So yeah, that's actually it just shows how much more they invest in the game. And the interesting thing is, I was looking online, and I'm just gonna check it out here. ArenaNet is basically, I'll just see it right here. So ArenaNet is the company that is creating Guild Wars franchise. It's Guild Wars 1 and 2. And they were acquired by NCSoft in the early 2000, I think, 2002. I read that somewhere. Yeah. So that's the interesting thing. They bought the company long time ago. That was long before both Guild Wars 1 and 2. I don't even know what they had before that, to be honest, because Guild Wars 1, I think it's why doesn't it say when it was released? If I check it out, let me see. Guild Wars Prophecies, maybe it's the first one. So Guild Wars Prophecies was released 2005. So that is about 3 years after the acquisition from NCSoft. Yeah. So the interesting thing here is why I'm saying that is because basically NCSoft kind of owns both of these games and other games as well. But ArenaNet is originally an American developer, US developer, and NCSoft is, as far as I know, they are Korean. Okay, so they're a Korean company, and I would say a lot of the Korean games are very similar in the way like how they make the grind work, that they're also pay to win and so on. But Guild Wars 2 is pretty much the opposite. It's completely different. I don't know too much about Guild Wars 1, but Guild Wars 2, which is, let's see, Guild Wars 2 was announced 2007, but it was released 2009 or 2011. Okay, 2011. Yeah, so Guild Wars 2 was released 2012 actually, and it has nothing to do with these other Korean games. It has only horizontal progression. It's not pay to win at all. It's pretty casual. So it's really weird how this works. Like, how did they kind of let that happen? Since, you know, their whole idea when they make games is to keep players in by just simply make the game very grindy and also pay to win and so on. Kind of like unforgiving, and Guild Wars 2 is the opposite of that. I feel like they just, they bought the company, but they said, let's just keep, you're going to keep your philosophy. You're going to, maybe that was some sort of agreement. I don't know. But even up until today, the game is still in the same kind of setting. Like, it's not pay to win. It's very casual, just horizontal progression, even though the original developers, I think some of them left. So yeah, it makes you wonder. And the other thing that they could actually take from that is just take ideas basically from the game and from the developers. They could apply those things in Throne and Liberty when it comes to, let's say, mass PvP events, like all those things with Alliance, by the way. Like whenever we have these, you don't actually see them here, but the game has Alliance, and you can't really see it here. Basically, the way they made it work is, as far as I remember, you can have 4 guilds in one alliance, which is, each guild has like 70 people on. So that's going to be up to 280 people in one alliance, and they can just play together, right? They're like friendlies. And whenever you have mass PvP events, but that's not just Castle Siege or Tax Delivery, that's also every single PvP boss. And also that's going to be the case with the Nebula Island. They would all just play together. And up until now, it's not a big deal because you can get the same things from other sources. Like you're not really restricted to anything, right? Like even if you can't really compete for the PvP boss, you can just do the PvE version and have the same chance to get the same items, basically. It's just a bit less, right? If you do the PvP one, you just have extra chance to get something, but it's okay, you know? But for Nebula, it's only PvP all the time. And what I think, it's really bad if it happens. I hope that it's not happening, that it's not gonna happen, but based on what we know about it, I don't know if they have this here somewhere. We can check their website. So you got, does it say actually? Nebula Island, yes. So here it says players can spend 7 hours per week there. Okay, and you may be thinking they add this kind of another restriction to make it more casual friendly, right? Because otherwise endgame guilds will always just camp there. Now you'll be thinking, oh, they have only 7 hours per week. So whenever all the big guilds go in there and their alliances, I'm still gonna have some time to farm myself, even if I don't have a PvP guild. You know, you're always gonna have the threat of others, random people attacking you anyway. But of course, if you have a Zerg there of the top guilds, which could be hardcore guilds or just pay to win guilds regardless, you have no chance of doing anything because they'll just dominate the whole map, generally speaking, because it's just one map and it's not really super massive, right? Basically, that's like a couple regions. If you played Carmine's Rage Island, the dungeon, you probably walked through half of the map, more or less. So my idea is, however, that even though you're strict to 7 hours per week, and we did mention that you can have alliances, right? Let's say on my server, Ember server, looking at the top guilds right here, most of these are still pretty active. Like my guild right now is not very active. It's rank 45, but you know, obviously it's way lower score than other guilds. But I could pretty much say that there are at least about players equal to about 3 alliances, which is like 700 or something-ish players, more or less. They may not be all super active, but my point is, and after a server consolidation, actually going to be even more people, because if you look at this thing, it's actually also here. We can check the new servers, right? So I would assume that the way they picked up the servers is based on numbers. So let's say all these servers right here have similar amount of people playing like these two servers, right? That's why they combine them into one. So let's say these two servers have like maybe 1,000 players each. That's like 2,000 people, right? Maybe. And then all of these servers will probably get similar number, and the new server we have the similar number as this new server. And this would be spread across. I think I'm not sure if this is like shared with console players and so on. Right now on Steam, you can see the numbers are about 25, like average number of players, about 25,000. So it could be somewhere in that range, maybe a bit less. My point is, if this happens, and also another thing that's kind of scary, is that Nebula Island, as far as I've heard somewhere, is inter-server activity, which means that you're not only competing to the people in your guild, but potentially other servers in your server, right? That are based on a region, right? So if it's inter-server, at least it's going to be in that region, but that's still way more people than what you would think. I'm not sure if this is correct. Hopefully it's not like that, but if it's like that, then not only that on this server, I would be thinking maybe there are at least, I don't know, like 5-10 active guilds with a lot of people in there, but you're gonna be going with way more people. And I don't want to give them ideas, but the worst thing that would happen, and they can actually monopolize the whole area, and those 7 hours of restriction will do nothing to that. The easiest thing they can do is simply, you know, meet up somewhere, right? Maybe on Discord or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like all the big leaders of these guilds. And they can just arrange, like make an agreement, right? Agreement between them. Like, for instance, I know for a fact that these two guilds, obviously, they're playing together, right? And they're coming from different game, but that's irrelevant. These two guilds, Orca White and Orca Black, are pretty much playing together, and it's almost guaranteed that they're always in alliance. What they could do, because, you know, even if you're alliance, maybe they don't want to go all together because there's going to be like 70%, that's like 140 people, right? But they could just make an arrangement. Hey, this day, you go with these hours, and we'll go with these hours, right? What is stopping them, like all of these guilds and other guilds as well, make such arrangements, like, oh, pay to win hardcore guilds, instead of just competing with one another, because that would just, you know, kind of like hinder their progress. They could just agree that they will go on different days, different hours. And so in the end, you can see a picture of, let's say, almost every single day, and at almost every single time of the day, you're gonna have some of these guilds farming there because they have that agreement. And you know what I'm saying? So it can still be very well monopolized based on the number of people. And the only time that you may have some chance of going is going to be like in the most off-peak hours of the day, let's say during the night. And of course, that's going to be not very convenient for most people because, you know, you're also a human being. You usually sleep during the night. And that's going to be a time when you're still going to compete with other randoms, right? So in the end of the day, they can easily restrict this whole map, the whole Nebula Island map. And the thing is, you have unique items that only drop from here. There's going to be accessories, and you cannot get them from anywhere else. Like, where with all these items, you have peace version of these bosses. You can give your, you know, try your luck there, and you still have a chance to get them. But here, you don't have anything like that. So you're only going to get the top accessories from here, and you can also get other things as well. I know people say that the accessories have very low drop rate, but regardless, you have a chance to get them, and also you're still going to get a whole bunch of other items as well. So it's really beneficial to be here. But if they do something like that and they actually restrict players, this is going to begin looking like Albion Online, which is like probably the worst game I've played because of those things. They give so much freedom to players in Albion Online that it's basically full player-driven economy, and it's all about monopolies there. Like, you can literally buy NPCs there and set up the prices for fees super high. and you're just blocking new players from ever progressing, and you be just kind of grinding the boring stuff just to feed the top tier players while they have fun. And you have massive maps in Albion Online that you're probably never going to have access to unless you actually join such guilds and alliances, which could pretty much be the case in here as well. There's a very high chance that this thing happens here, and that's going to be very sad if it happens. And there's very easy solution. I don't know why they thought that this is a great idea to create such a system with alliance. And I was talking about that because Guild Wars 2 is a great example of how this could be created in much better fashion. Say, basically, I'm talking about World vs. World, which is kind of the mass PvP version in Guild Wars 2. You have these 4 maps basically that are always PvP enabled, and every single week you go against, basically it's 3 servers going against each other, right? You have 3 major maps and 1 central here, and each of these servers are fighting each other for control, and it's really interesting, really engaging area. Now, these servers that go against each other are randomly selected, as far as I know, and they reset every single week. So this is a really simple solution to prevent monopolies. And, you know, even if you're a single player, like you don't have a PvP guild, you got nothing. You're just you. You can always go in any of these maps and just look for people from your server. There's always like a commander tag, like massive squads. The game has like big groups of people going around, like Zergs. And most of the time they're open, or they may just need you to be on Discord. But you can just join them. You don't have to attach to them in any way. You don't have to join a guild or anything. And rarely you're gonna need to join the Discord, but it's just better if you do. And just play, right? You don't have to be part of anything. All alone, you can be day 1, you can get in the game. Of course, it's casual game, you don't have to grind for gear, but even if you get to grind for gear, the moment you're ready to go there, the moment you have your character geared up, you can go there day 1 and just play. Just play to the full extent of the activity, and you can do this all day long. You have no restrictions. Like, that's a different topic. So no restriction on gameplay time, no monopoly, and 100% fun. It's great. Of course, this is way more complex than Nebula Island, because Nebula Island is just basically a PvP area where you just grind mobs and you can just queue players. Like, it's really not a big deal. This is way more complex, obviously. We're not looking for something like that. I don't think we're ever going to get something that big and massive in Throne and Liberty. But at least the concept of how matchmaking is being done, they can literally take that, and, you know, obviously how this would work in Throne and Liberty is going to be a bit different, but what they could do is completely rework alliances and either remove them or just rework them in some way. You know, it may not be super obvious and easy to do at first, but they could have this map being instance, and whenever you join there, they'll be like, they already have that system actually with these events. I think it's co-op events. No, not co-op. Dominion. Yeah, the Dominion version of the events is basically what I'm talking about. This is the closest thing to what they have, and they can actually implement the same system. In Dominion events, you have 3 groups of players, and you join randomly to one of them, or I think maybe you can even switch teams. You have red, blue, and green. It's the same version, the same concept. You have 3 groups, and they fight for the objective, right? And they can easily do this with Nebula Island and ignore, how do I say, ignore the guild conditions and alliance conditions, right? You know, like join there and you're randomly assigned to the group based on the number of people that are in the other groups, right? So let's say it's like 20 versus 20 versus 20. So you cannot, like, the idea would be to not go with your guild. I know it sounds a bit lame like that, but they've created this system and they have to somewhat address this and try to work it out, or maybe make it like a battleground so that it's just instance based and you just join. It doesn't have to be 3 teams, it could be just 2 teams anyway, like 250 versus 50 or something like that, and it's like ongoing, like instance based. But if it's just one map and it's inter server, this could be very, very, like I said, it could be monopolized, and even though you have 7 hours, they could just arrange it so the top guilds are always there, and you're still not gonna have a chance to go there. But we'll see. We have just a couple of weeks to see that, and maybe they're not gonna release Nebula Islands on day 1, but it's gonna be soon after that anyway. But if that happens, then we can all just forget about this area altogether, which is gonna be super lame because that's a huge part of the game. It's a whole map. It's not just one event or a field boss. It's a whole map, and it's just super lame if that's the case. So yeah, we'll see. We have a field boss now, actually. So it's generally not too difficult to do those things. They can always really work the alliance system. Like right now, even if you don't count Nebula, you're still pretty much restricted to never do part of the content unless you have people, unless you have dedicated guild for it. Like for instance, they could have made teams again for the castle, right? But you know, it kind of defeats the purpose. That's the thing. They created the content that promotes that kind of activity, where you can just have monopolies of the same guilds always winning this, and that's it. Which kind of leads to, it feels like favoritism, because if you already have one top guild and it just maintains this position, they will never be challenged by anybody. Like every player would always try to get into this guild, and they can only just expand to a certain degree. And there will be just maybe not many people that are actually competing with them. So that's pretty lame. I don't know what were they thinking, but yeah, it's pretty lame concept. Some reason, oh wait, it's not a field boss. Oh, what was I thinking? It's actually these co-op events. Yeah, my bad. What am I thinking, man? Yeah. Which one do we want to do? Okay, before we get into this, I'll just go for a short break.
ritual of Stellar Fields has begun. Good luck, everyone. May the starlight bless you. Kill goblins and collect stardust. See those big monument stones on the field? There's a big bonfire in front of them. Offer stardust there to be chosen by the monument stone. Of course, the one who offers the most stardust will be chosen. When blessings fall on that monument stone, you will be favored by fortune. No one can predict the order of blessings that will fall on the 7 monument stones. Anyway, it seems the Goblin God is a trickster. I will monitor the stones and let you know when I see signs of a blessing. Oh, if you morph into a goblin, you'll be able to hide perfectly amidst the Estella clan.
Oh, majestic monument stone! Grant all of us in the Urstella clan your blessing.
Oh, we offer stardust.
Huh? Who thumped me on the head? It hurts! I almost missed the stardust. It seems that there's someone suspicious among the members of our clan. Who was it? You? But you're my little brother!
Hey, who was it? Who tried to knock me out and steal my stuff?
Why'd you hit me? Didn't we just eat together? What the hell?
Let go of the stardust.
The goblins are confused. Now's your chance. It's not a good thing to have too much stardust. If you've offered the most stardust to one of the monument stones, you'll be chosen by that stone. Monument stone has lost its light. Someone has been chosen for its blessings. I'm afraid the 3rd monument stone is still without the stardust. You'll have to focus a bit more so that it chooses you next. There are 6 monument stones left. What are these? Could they be star fragments from the heavens? Everyone, lumps full of star energy are appearing all around the place. I thought it was just a legend. They're really star fragments from the heavens. I can't believe my eyes. It's a miracle. Everyone, you'll get tons of stardust if you crush the star fragment lumps. This must be a gift from the god of the Ostella clan. It seems more fall near the monument stone that will be chosen. The star energy is gathering near.
Okay, I'm back, guys. Let's get into it. Didn't catch it on time, but it's okay.
On the first monument stone.
Oh wait, I had to change.
Revelation.
Wait a second. Let's get this guy. I actually haven't did this area that many times. Think about it.
The first monument stone blessed an adventurer. Let's congratulate them.
Okay, let's see.
There are 5 monument stones left.
Oh man. Are you kidding me? Oh, they just disappeared.
Comrades of the Ostella clan, unite! We can't let them steal the stone's blessings!
Here we go.
Hit them! Crush them! I'll take it all! The blessings will be mine!
Oh, I think the goblins are beginning to take notice. Let's hurry and split up. We have to take the blessing of the monument stone.
Starlight territory was originally the land of us goblins!
Wait, why are they running away? Okay. Wait, do we get something from this? No. They completely vanish.
need a lot more stardust.
Hmm.
The shaman is acting strange.
Try to hit it hard!
Wait, how did I waste all my mana? That's crazy, man. You know what? I'm just gonna go and rotate. Maybe find more of these on the ground. Hmm.
2 monument stones this time. Their star energy is much stronger now.
Oh yeah.
Look, everyone. The starlight shines upon the 2nd and 7th monument stones.
2nd and 7th. Okay. Yeah, where exactly? Oh wait, that's 7. Let's check it out. I think we're gonna have more incentive to actually. Oh wow! To actually work on these and to actually try on these events. Because in tier 2 you're gonna have this kind of a extra, like a buff or something, or it's like some material that allows you to just get bigger rewards from these based on your
The 2nd monument stone blessed.
based on your participation. So that's actually pretty good.
Congratulate them. I'm afraid the 7th monument stone is still without the stardust.
Oh yeah. Let's push this.
There are 3 monument stones left.
Okay, nice. Wait, what is this? Moonstone. Nice. Okay, let's push this. Oopsie.
There aren't many monument stones left. Choose carefully which monument stone to offer the stardust. Which monument stone will give us its blessings? That is the question.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Good, good, good. Ah, shit. It's 40-ish something. This guy's gonna finish now. Yeah, okay, that's good. Wait, how do you know? Well,
The star energy is gathering near 1 monument stone.
okay,
Starlight is shining upon the 5th monument stone.
come on.
It's a revelation.
That didn't work, man. How much, like... How do I know what's the actual amount that we need? Ah. So did they say around the 5th one? 5th, okay. Oh, it's right here, man. Oh, nice. There it is. Ooh-wee.
The 5th monument stone blessed an adventurer. Let's congratulate them.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wait, we have just a few more minutes. Let's push
Monument stones left.
to the 7th. Hmm.
Soon you'll see 2 of them with stronger star energy.
There we go.
Only 2 are left. You know which ones, right? This will be a fierce competition. Okay, let's give it our all. The monument stones are fair to all. Don't just hold on to it. Sprinkle the stardust in
Push,
the
push, push, push.
monument stone.
Why are they not doing this? Hmm. It is what it is. This stack here should be all good.
The star energy is at its peak. We don't have much time left. Now, it's time to sprinkle it in the bonfire in front of the monument stone. Hurry up! Go, go!
Go, go, go. Well, it is what it is. That's pretty much the end. Hmm. My guild? My guild is Custode Lucius. Pretty funny name. We had a different name before, but they changed it. What is this, man? Yeah, didn't really try too much, I guess. Okay, fair enough.
The 6th monument stone blessed an adventurer. The star energy is slowly fading away. We should head back before
Yeah, well, my guild is right now. Most people are just taking a break. They're not very active these days, but I think a lot of them will come back for the update.
Friend, have you got... Before your back...
Wait. What did I get here? Wait, so that was like different reward, and then I get even more now. Huh. That's cool.
Before your back start to get heavy, put things...
Yeah, I have to do something about that. That's a bit crazy, man. So many things.
responsibility.
Wait, did you get something else here? Nope. I have to destroy all these things, man. But I'm also trying to keep some of these.
The goblins have big responsibility. Before your back start to...
Anyway, maybe I can do some PvP. Or no, actually. Why did people quit? Why did people quit Tron Liberty? Or already quitting, anyway. It's really like one of the things that's kind of weird about the game is it counts as action MMORPG, or you can say not the classical one, right? Action would be like, you see here in this category, we have all these games, right? We have Terra Online, which is, in my opinion, one of the best like action combat MMO. Sadly, it's shut down. You can no longer play it. I mean, you can play it on console, I think, on Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation, but this was actually really awesome game. I remember playing it like when it was released for global. That was like 2012, I think. I was still in high school, and it was really cool skill shot game. Like you had no targeting whatsoever. Like whenever in whatever direction you're facing, you attack, and whatever it's in front of you, you damage those targets. And most of your abilities would attack multiple targets as well. And in my opinion, this is the only true action. And here it says, like, look at these. Those like some on some other websites, you have like true action combats, right? Because when you say action MMORPG, you look at these games, and some of them are in that category. Like for instance, Black Desert Online is also kind of like that. Guild Wars 2, pretty much, yeah. A lot of these games are true action combat system, and one of the things that would determine that is that you can actually attack without having a target. You can use your abilities without having a target. Even regular attack abilities that you just shoot something like a projectile or whatever. And interestingly enough, Throne and Liberty also counts as, it's right here, action MMORPG games, right? But it couldn't be far from the truth. Like if you go in, and let's say I try to use any of my abilities out in the air, right, just like that. I can't do that. I don't have a target. I can't use the other one. You can use AoE stuff that are right in here, but that's about it. You can use your buffs, obviously. You can use mobility skills. That's AoE as well, no target. Even this one needs a target. That's AoE stun, devastating smash, but you still need a target, interestingly enough. Like, this is basically the point right here, is that this is not really an action combat system. You still need to have a target, and it is actually tap targets gameplay, but it's just well masked. It's kind of hidden. It seems like an action combat system, but it's really like you can't have these two games in one category. Like Terra Online and Throne Liberty are so much more different in terms of the way the gameplay behaves, like the way your character behaves, and how you target NPCs. Pretty much, it's just so much different. Alien is actually also developed by the same studio, Blue Hole. It's right there, like Terra Online, but this was pretty much a disaster. They've just stolen so much assets from Terra Online, actually. So they tried to just resell the same game. And the craziest thing is, look at this. It was so bad. Cacao games, like this is one of the things I've heard only bad things about Cacao games, so makes you wonder. Yeah, so we have these. Let's see. Released in Korea, December 2020. This was probably around the time Terra was shut down. We look at Terra Online. Actually, let's just compare these things. So Terra Online, there it is. Yeah, it was released 2011, but it was then released for global in 2012. Then we have some updates, some expansions. Let's see. There it is. 2012, Terra was shut down. Pretty sad. But the companies that were publishing and running the game were actually just kind of greedy, and they were just looking ways to make money, and that's why they lost a lot of players, obviously. They had things like, again, the same stuff like here. You were limited, you couldn't really play as much as you want. You had those kind of things. I think not at first, by the way. They introduced them later, based on memory, but I'm not 100% sure. And you could actually buy with real money, like stuff that can allow you to just grind more. Like imagine if Throne and Liberty has, let's just go in the store. Imagine if right here with Lucent, and this could happen anytime. I mean, right now it's in not a very healthy position to actually do stuff like that. But the moment the game gets a bit better player base, I could believe that they can do something like that. They could add, let's say, some sort of recharge items that will allow you to just play longer. You know, all these like dungeons and abyssal dungeons. They could probably sell stuff like that right here. And that would be, I'd say, the worst thing if they do that. That's going to be even more pay to win than right now. But yeah, around this time when Terra was shut down, they launched Elion. And yeah, 2020, 2021, yeah, pretty much the first couple of months, people immediately saw the resemblance. It was just 1 year later. Just imagine the bad result. Like look at this. Let's just look at it actually. Just compare both of these games. And you see what I'm talking about. At the time, that was actually pretty awesome. The graphics and everything was actually looking pretty nice. And I really like this game. I played it for, I'd say, more than 1 year, to be honest. Then look at Elion. Like, obviously, it looks a bit more, like, a bit better in terms of graphics, but it's basically the same. Like, the UI is a little bit different, obviously, but it was pretty much the same thing. They even reused models, but if I can find something. The classes were probably almost the same. I never actually get the chance to play this game. It's shut down so quickly. Can't really find something. If we can write down maybe comparison between the two games. No, I don't see many pictures actually. Okay, Elion is Terror clone. Let's check this one actually, yeah. That's a video.
Hey guys, it's Thor. When today's video is a little different than most videos that I've done.
Let's check it out actually.
I like to pride myself in being a positive
Not
gamer.
loading.
When I do videos on here, it's usually positive. But with this video, it's a little bit more negative. So if you're not wanting to watch that, then step away from the video. So this video
Let's
is
see.
about
Character creation. So
graphics here because it is toned down for my sake. So
yeah, a lot of like
5 classes, at least in the closed beta. You have the Warlord, you have the Element.
right. Basically, look at this. So Mystic, you had the same class in Terra Online. It's probably behaving in the same way. Elementalist, the Mage, basically the same thing. Assassin, yeah, you get this. Gunner, again, you have very similar thing in Terra Online. And did we miss something? Probably the first one be Warlord. That's like a classical warrior or something, yeah. Gameplay. Absolutely the same. Like this right here, you have the same enemy, the same model in Terra Online. It looks a bit different, like just visually they changed it a little bit, but this proves it proves my point from earlier when I said that reusing assets is a bad sign. And here they actually reused assets from a completely different game. They patched it together to make a new game, but it's the same thing. So basically that's the only thing they changed here is just the outside, the shell of the model, right? So they had the model has animation, kind of like animation set. So those things are pretty much the same. They're doing the same thing. The attack is the same, absolutely. You see? So like basically all the parameters, all the stats of that model are identical, and the only thing they did was just change the the outside look of it, like this, just reskinned it basically. So that is already a bad sign, and you see right here that when they did this, the game just died in 1 year. Basically, they didn't even had, like, I haven't seen many games that get shut down in such a short period of time. So that should tell you how bad it is. And this is my concern when I'm talking about Throne and Liberty, that they're already doing the same thing inside the game, obviously, and it's like not as bad, but still. And even Blizzard is reusing assets whenever they make stuff, but still they create so much more that it's not a big deal if they reuse some model, for instance, right? Like it's not the main thing, but here it would be the main thing, and in Throne Liberty is already kind of the main thing because we're talking about dungeons. Like the whole dungeon, the whole map is the same. The boss models are also the same. Like if you look at 3-star dungeons, the new dungeons are also reusing old models basically. Can we look at that? Let's just look at what else they have here.
Himself, he's using
Same thing. Let's look at the next one. Absolutely, there it is. That's Terra. Absolutely the same thing. That's how it looks in Terra Online. Obviously, the graphics are a bit worse.
Now you'll immediately notice that some of the movements were removed, obviously, but pretty much
absolutely the same thing.
It's using its pincers exactly like in the game. So just look at these mechanics for example.
Yeah, there we go. That's Elion and that's Terra Online. Again, those are like big monsters that Terra Online was kind of popular with, and it was really awesome that it's not like a boss, it's like regular minions outside that they're like one idea more difficult to beat. And that was really cool because you had like a lot of interactions with them, and just the whole general fight was really engaging and interesting. And I know some people play Black Desert Online for the same reason. it's super grindy and maybe kind of pain to win, but but the actual combat is so satisfying that even just playing just like that is just fun. It's just engaging and interesting. And Terra Online was basically the same thing. It was still kind of grindy, maybe not as grindy as Black Desert, but the combat was just so awesome that you just enjoy playing it, and you didn't care about your progress that much, right? Eventually, you progress. You know, you needed months to gear up and so on, and maybe even more after that. But it's really awesome. However, it becomes a kind of an issue if you just reskin a whole game and just release it later. Because might as well we could have just kept Terra Online because it's basically from the same developer, and that's kind of a it's just a really bad practice.
Or these movements from the Skullhound. You'll notice how it moves. Now the jump, it's a little bit different. Even the hand movement, it's a little similar to that of movements were obviously same as when the Fimbullisk
Look at this.
and then shoots little missiles at you. Of course, the after effect is a little bit different on Elion, but it's exactly the same thing. In fact, these exact movements are on other monsters that you'll see in Terra's. The reality is, yes, Bluehole actually did use the exact same models from Terra Online. They used the exact same rigging, the animations and everything, and they just changed the models a bit to look a little bit more different to fit Elion stuff. So what does this mean? This means that they used assets they already existed on Terra Online, and they just kind of transferred it over to Elion.
So basically that means that they just didn't really wanted to invest anything more to create an actually new game. And because Terra was already kind of a bad product because of their practice, they just wanted to reskin. It's just marketing and then try to sell the same thing to people. And this is just, it's just bad. It's just pretty bad, no matter what.
To kind of create dungeons, and there were bosses that played just like Antaros from Antaros Abyss.
Yeah, so if we look at we were gonna check something. Oh well, anyway, let's put this aside. I mean, my point was that, yeah, it was just a bad practice anyway. So what else do we have here that actually counts as action? Like Lost Ark, like this is, I can't even believe that this is still considered MMO. I mean, I tried it for a while, I played it like over 100 hours. And I don't think I've even interacted with anybody in the game, to be honest. Like, I was just playing on my own. The leveling journey was so alone and boring, to be honest. Like, you had no people. And that's another practice that they do for these games. Whenever the game is dying, they create boosting events so that people just get to the end game, and they already like delete other content. That's indication the game is dying. It doesn't have growing new player base, and you know that just helps out if there are not many people playing the game. You just boost them to the end game because you literally have nobody playing in the lower levels, so they have a higher chance of staying a bit longer, right? And the other kind of a bad sign is that this is already this game is run by the publisher is Amazon Games, as far as I know. Let me just look at this. So Smilegate is the developer from South Korea once again. Where's the publisher? It doesn't really say. Oh, there it is. So the publisher, Amazon Games. Why is this kind of a scary thing? Because Amazon Games, as you probably already know, is also publishing. Let me just see. It's not right here. There it is. So they're also publishing New World, which at this point you know that this game is also in a dying stage. And Throne of Liberty. There we go. Oddly enough, Throne of Liberty is just way more recent. And of course, the developer is also a big company, so you know they can always take control of the game. Like they can always get it back in a way. Like deal with the publishing stuff if they choose to. But personally, what I believe, and I'm gonna try to stay away from any Amazon game from this moment onwards. This is gonna be the last Amazon game I'm playing. And because they're all just pretty much thinking about money and nothing else, they're destroying these otherwise probably good products, good games. But yeah, I mean, if NCSoft takes back, or I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but if things go sideways and they just get the game back and they publish it themselves, it might be way better. Because before that, you had games like not only Lineage, which is like super classic, it's legendary, basically. Both of the games. Not only that, but also Guild Wars. At least partially because it's different developing team, but still, the game is, even Guild Wars 1 is still running, by the way. So you have Guild Wars 1 and 2, you have Lineage 1 and 2, Blade and Soul, which is maybe not as popular, but also kind of a good game. I've never tried it, but that's what I've heard. What else they have that's actually on this list? Well, technically, oh yeah, you have Aeon as well. And at the time, Aeon was also kind of a good game. So you see, we have way bigger chances of having this game kind of like develop properly over the years and kind of stay on if NCSoft take full control of it. Well, if Amazon Games keeps it going, it's just a historical chart, basically. It's just simple logic. I haven't really seen most of these other games, but I know for a fact from the MMO part of the games, New World is not doing okay. Lost Ark is only like 2 years old or something. So yeah, most of these games, just 1 year later, they're already in dying state. And it's only a matter of time before they shut them down. Maybe a bit longer. But I feel like it's kind of the similar stuff. Maybe a different reason, but similar to New World, to Terra and Elion. It's just a matter of time before these games completely die. And then what do we got next? It's just a bit more recent game, but what, you're gonna be waiting for 2 years for something that's inevitable? It's just really bad. I'm sorry that I'm saying that, but I'm just looking at the track record here. So yeah, that's a bad sign. Anyway, looking at the other games, I haven't really played these. What else do we have here? Haven't played those. I played Arcade a long time ago, but don't have much memory about this game. Acts of Creation, I don't even want to talk about it. I think it's kind of a cringe topic. Like, I'm just really skeptical about any Kickstarter projects, crowdfund and stuff, where, you're beginning a project that you don't have enough money for, and you begin asking other people for money, which, I don't know, I'm just... With MMOs specifically, like, maybe this could work with other types of games, but MMOs is probably the most difficult type of video game to develop. And most of the good top games so most of the good top games have a good history before that, and they have created other games that are non-MMO that made them popular, and this is how they generated revenue. And once they decided they're big enough, they begin creating MMO because it's just really big projects, right? You look at, let's say, top MMO games. And, you know that they're actually putting... It's just funny to me to see games like Lost Ark and World of Warcraft in one list, but based on Google's, I don't know, Google's algorithm, those are top games. Sadly, there is a different, there was a different type of filter when it comes to top games. Those are not like it's just all over the place, man. How can you put all these games together? Like the actual very best games. But okay, let's just assume that this is back in the days there was just a different way that Google was showing the top games. Or stuff like that. But obviously you have Guild Wars 2, which that's kind of exception, I guess, because I don't even know if ArenaNet had anything else before Guild Wars 1. But I guess at the time you didn't had big competition because that's 2009, I think, or earlier. No, 2005 actually. Guild Wars 1, and that's Guild Wars 2 actually, but they had success because of Guild Wars 1. World of Warcraft 2004. Obviously before that, Blizzard was popular with way many games. Like they had some of the best RTS games, and also Diablo, which was at the time you didn't have many games like that. So those games made them like really big in the game. Elder Scrolls Online, like I don't know if it's really that good now, but again, that's a giant before that, because you're looking at Elder Scrolls before that, right? From Bethesda, right? So Elder Scrolls is a massive franchise, just a single player game. Then you look at games like that. That's a good example. It's right here. It's not in the same list in my opinion, because you're looking at millions of people playing these games, and then you look at these games where I would be surprised to have even 6-digit numbers playing these games, to be honest. Like on Steam, definitely not 6 digits. Lost Ark has like maybe again 20,000-30,000 people or something. Blacknet Online, Korean game. I don't think they had any other game before that, and the game has a small audience. It's active, but small audience, so not many people playing. Black Desert, Lost Ark at this point is, like I said, pretty much in dying state. Final Fantasy. Now this is again huge company before that. They're making the franchise Final Fantasy, maybe even other games that I don't really know too much about. But Final Fantasy is a huge franchise, and they just made a MMO game. But wait, what is it saying here? It was shut down? What are they talking about? That's weird. It is 14. What game do we have these days? Oh. Now it's just Final Fantasy 14 online. Okay. Yeah. Guess pretty much the same thing. Anyway, the point is, the good games had huge resource behind them before that, and the bad games were maybe the first MMO that these companies were making, so that's also a bad sign. Of course, NCSoft has a huge resource as well, but I really don't know what's their deal and how they proceed with making video games, but yeah. In this case, I think Amazon is the problem, not NCSoft. Anyway, let's get to this boss actually. We have like 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll do this one. But to be honest, I think the reason why why people are quitting, maybe it's not the reason actually, but why are people getting mad about, let's say, Throne Liberty? One of the things they say, they don't have enough content. And there's like two kind of opinions on that. And I have the feeling that people are contradicting themselves sometimes, because it might be different groups of people, of course, but at the same time, they say that the game doesn't have enough content, right? And why doesn't it have enough content? Like most of the games will just simply have grinding stuff, right? You have to grind a lot. And in this case, Throne of Liberty is not very grindy. Like getting to this point wasn't too difficult, and it took me, I'd say, about 500 hours more or less, and you could probably do it faster because I was obviously making content and stuff like that. So that's, it may seem like a lot, but it's actually not as much compared to many other games. And people are complaining that it's that you don't have enough content. So if the game was grindier, people would be complaining that it's just too hard. That it just takes a lot of time. But it's really like the two things are just countering each other, right? If the game is it's very grindy, people would just complain about that. If it's not, they'll complain there's not enough content. So it's just weird, you know. In the end of the day, they don't know what they're actually looking for. Most of the people, I say. You have games that are, let's say, in the same category. Like Black Desert Online is pretty much one of the closest game to Throne of Liberty, and it's just way grindier. It's still pay to win in kind of a similar fashion, not the same way, but still. And whenever people play Black Desert, they say that it's just super grindy, and that's why they quit. Like they never really get to really like high end. While here in Throne of Liberty, you are in the high end already. Like I've been in this range, like 4.4k, for almost the last month, and at this point, there are not many things that I can do to get a bit stronger. Like I didn't max out some of my trades, but that's not that important anyway. And now people would say, I got nothing else to do. I'm quitting. They quit at the worst period. Like, but this really depends on the mindset. Personally, even if there was no update, I could keep on playing the same state of the game for like a year or something, simply because I would just find other ways to enjoy it. Like I would make another build. Let's say I have a PvP build. Let's make a PvP build. Maybe have different weapon combination. Maybe a few different role. Like something completely different, right? I can even have a DPS PvE build. That's a tank build. So you can have DPS build. You have so many different things, and that will take you months and months of playing to just enjoy the game at a different angle. And an example for that is Guild Wars 2. It's actually giving you those options, but it's just super casual. Like in Guild Wars 2, you can have almost every single character. And because I played it there, just like that, I was playing all kinds of different mods with different classes, right? And it's super convenient because it's easy to level them up, it's easy to gear them up, and you can swap every once in a while. Like let's say you're gonna do with one class, you're gonna play for a couple of months, then you play with different class, or you could altogether just play PvP with one class, PvP with a different class, maybe do something else with a third class, and it's so convenient, so easy. This is why Guild Wars 2 can be so much fun. But I would apply the same philosophy in almost any game. I would just go around and try the game from a different perspective, right? Here you're not gonna level up a new class, so you're not gonna re-experience the same journey, but you can still get really close to that by simply building up a new class, right? Like let's say I could start, it's not gonna be from scratch, but I could get a lot of just join this party. But you know, I can still try to get a completely different set of gear, right? Multiple different items for a different purpose, different weapons, everything different. And then I'm gonna have to grind them up, I'm gonna have to trade them, I'm gonna have to upgrade them. Then I'm gonna have to level up different skills right here. That's gonna take also time. Level up these masters. That's gonna take months of playing. I'm gonna play same things, but in a different way, from different perspective. And I think now it was the worst time to quit the game. Like 1 or 2 months ago, a lot of people just quit the game, took a break. I just think that they don't know how to enjoy the game. That's one of the problems, in my opinion. They just they're just looking for a constant, ongoing grind, but at the same time, they would complain that it's too grinding. You see where I'm going? That's a bit crazy. But anyway, it's just different mindset. If you enjoy the game, you'd probably find many ways to enjoy it before it becomes really boring, because you do have the options here. It's not like many other games. You can replay them and it's going to be absolutely the same. But here you can just replay it in so many different ways. And once you get up, you would want to actually enjoy the character that you built. Have some time playing with maxed out character, not just constantly grinding, constantly being on a treadmill. Alright, here we go. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I mean, at least the update is gonna attract some people back. But we'll see for how long. Like, obviously the problem would be if I can continue playing the game for a very long time at this stage. But if there are not many people to play with, then obviously it becomes pretty boring, right? If there are a lot of people that think like me, you're gonna have fun because it's MMO. You need people to play with. There we go. As usual, no drop. That's kind of illusion. Trying to get something here. And this chest never gives anything. Not a pity reward at all. In my opinion, this would have been a pity reward if you have some sort of material that you get from this chest, and after, let's say, 100 tries or something, you can exchange those materials for some item, right? Let's say a weapon. But that would be not individually for each boss. Obviously, just something shared. It's like shared material that you can just choose to spend those points on particular item. And I think 100 is a good number. It's not too much. It's not a small number. I think it's okay. Yeah, like 100 bosses you have to do, and then you get one. You can exchange it for a field boss weapon, right? So realistically, if you're no-lifing this game, you get 5 per day. You're gonna need 25 days, which is over 3 weeks, almost 1 month. That means that you gotta be no-lifing it, and even then you might miss 1 or 2 bosses. So you're gonna need about 1 month. And for an average player, you're probably gonna need, let's say, 2 or 3 months to get these numbers, right? If you only kill like 2 or 3 per day, you're gonna need about 2 months. Yeah, so I think it's fair to make something like that. Just add a true pity system for all the people that are either not lucky, they have small guilds and they're not doing a lot of field bosses. The chance to eventually get those things, as long as the game doesn't continuously update every couple of months, because it was just half a year. And from this current stage where we were,